So continuing from the other video, if all your data is good and it matches the total, you can move on to the data tracker, which can be found on the same website, but same different tab of the COVID-19 admin page, so daily tracker. You would find the region. So let's say I worked on Midwest. I was working on Wisconsin, so I'd enter my name, the fact that I entered the data, the designated website I used, so the Wisconsin State Health Department website, and then the time that I was working on. This allows the lead of your team to know if you are using the correct website and if you enter the data after the data website had been updated. So now I'm going to be showing you differences you might be seeing with different states. So the first differences you might be seeing is counties reported. Like I mentioned before, some states have specific counties you need to fill in data for by using the county health department websites instead. This is because sometimes counties report higher numbers on their website than the state website does. I'm doing this by following the state strategy guidelines. All the links to these county sources can be found on this COVID-19 admin page. For example, if I go to Illinois, on the COVID admin page, you can see that in the county website, there's a total of 14 counties that this region uses county health department numbers rather than the state. Not all states do this, so please pay attention to what is listed on this data entry sheet, and you will also learn more about your states from your leads. So let's say I was going to do it for Illinois. So let's say I go back to my Excel sheet and I entered all of Illinois' data using the state health department website. So now what I have to do is go back and do it for all these counties listed here. So let's say I want to do it for Whiteside County. So I'd go to Whiteside County, and then so it's like a Facebook page, so every county is different. So I click on this image, and it says that Whiteside County for daily cases showed 3,849 total cases, right? So I write that, so I would go back to the website right here, find Whiteside County down here, and then I'd enter 3849, right? So double check, 3849. And then if we compare it to the state health department, for Whiteside, 3713 cases are being reported, right? So what I would do is I would find the difference between those two numbers. I would go to the unknown row, right here, the unknown row, and then I would subtract the difference from the unknown row. So that would give me 254. If we're adding confirmed cases only right now, we should only be subtracting from the confirmed cases unknown row. The logic here is that we're kind of finding where these pending location cases are by using the county website instead of the state website. So another difference is time difference. Every state has different time zones at different times they update the data for the next day. So if you go back to the admin page, data overrides. So for example, North Dakota, you can see that the website updates at 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Number 3, some states have what's known as a data lag, like this. So what that means is that the website does not update the numbers for the day you're entering data on. So for example, if we go to Indiana, there's a 1-day data lag. So the data reported, for example, on the 25th, we would enter it under the 24th day column in our data. Number 4, some states report probable cases and some do not. So for example, the state of Ohio does report probable cases and probable deaths, but let's say if we scroll up to Indiana, as you can see, they do not report probable cases and probable deaths, so we enter 0. We never leave cells blank, so we always enter 0 if nothing's being reported. Number 5, in some cases, some counties are added together, and you can find this out by going on to the quirk section of the admin page, and it will sometimes also be on the notes. So Cook and Chicago County are added together. So when you're entering data for this column, you should add those two counties up and enter it. Number 6, the unknown row. So every state has different unknowns and some don't report, but unknown is basically cases that cannot fit in a specific county, so we add it into this row. So for example, Illinois again, unassigned cases and out-of-state cases are added together and entered here. This number should never be a negative number, so like I said before about subtracting the difference between county and state, if the state is not reporting any unknown cases, we should not be subtracting anything because we shouldn't be having any negative numbers. Next, I'll be showing you some mistakes that you might run into. So one thing is the data being entered the same. So for Indiana, as you can see, for the 27th and for the 28th, the data is identical. This can mean that you entered the data incorrectly or the website did not update that day, and you should always let the team know about these situations.